everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn. I am currently with the co-host Peranaught. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. And oh, what a perfect timing. It looks like we have an ad break in progress. How about that? Well, we'll just pull our tallywhackers here for a minute while you guys go ahead and go through that ad break, or you could just simply use that Prime sub and then you wouldn't have to sit through it. little shameless plug for the old Prime sub there. But hey, how you doing today, Perry?
Doing great. Can't complain. You?
I am doing well, other than I have a little bit of a stomach flu right now, which I'm fighting. So like I mentioned earlier in the pre-show, if I go running off to the washroom, you know why. So there you go. A little bit too much TMI for everybody, but that's okay. I am transparent. So tonight we're going to go ahead and talk about. Hey, thank you, Stream Elements, for letting me know that.
Oh yeah, with me.
I'm live.
Yeah,
with
thank you, Stream Elements.
And Botrix. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, listen to some of these new. Let's see if my soundboard's working. Let's see. Okay, we got me not that kind of orc. This is the way I feel right now.
My tummy feels funny. No time for play.
My tummy feels funny. And the new ban is now Gandalf. I don't know if you can hear any of those, but
I'm waiting for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, those are good
You
things.
shout out pass. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Sorry for that ad break. We had already got those pre-rolled earlier, but I had to restart because we weren't having some sound that wasn't coming through. So you know how it is. If we're not having technical difficulties with audio, then we're really not streamers. So again, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Glad you're all here. Hey, Laughable, how you doing, buddy? We're really counting on you guys tonight because, one, as I've mentioned in some of my impromptu streams earlier this week, as I came on and played some Dead by Daylight, I'm trying to increase my endurance a little bit in preparation for Alpha 2 when we stream. So I'm going to try to go a little bit longer tonight, but I'm going to need you guys to stay active in chat and engage in conversations. So if you guys can do that for us, we're going to try to go a little bit longer. Also, the wife said she's not getting off till 12:30 tonight, so I got some time to kill. So, again, we'll start with Perry. Perry, how the hell are you on this fine Wednesday night?
Once again, I'm doing really well. Just on the kind of IRL stuff, I'm expanding my business, my storage unit business. So I actually got a loan approved for that, and it's been kind of tedious, but more money, right?
No, whenever you get a loan approved,
Yeah, it's huge. So all the tax returns, all the the personal statements was what's it called, agreed upon and stuff like that. So that's huge. So yeah, my life's good, health's good.
Right.
Yeah, can't complain.
Outstanding. Well, let's dig right in. Hey, Dragon Civ, how you doing, my friend? What's going on? All right, guys. As everybody knows that by now, emails have gone out for the first 1,000 people. 500 of what they call the most dedicated people, and 500 random people. Now, we're not going to talk about any of that because it's all under NDA. My mental health is shaky. No, my mental health is not shaky yet. All that is under NDA. But what we are going to talk about is since now the Alpha 2 people are going to, or Alpha 1 people are going to start to trickle in. Let's talk about the longevity. Now, the longevity of Alpha 2. Now, Richie made a video just, I believe just today or yesterday, and I watched it, and it was a good video. But he echoes the sentiments of a video that I made back about 4 months ago when I stated that Alpha 2 would come into July. Now, obviously, I was wrong. However, the Alpha 2 date will come in July, so that's better than a sharp stick in the eye. But, but the real point that I had there was I believe that Alpha is not going to go any longer. Alpha 2, that is, will not go any longer than a year or a year and a half. Now, I could be just a misguided, huffing on copium person, but I believe there's some valid reasons for this. So I want you guys to engage with us tonight as we discuss some of the reasons for a longer Alpha 2 and some of the reasons for a shorter one. And I'm going to give you some of my reasons in a minute, but first I want to get Perry's perspective on what he thinks and as far as an Alpha 2, and then I'll break down what I'm thinking.
All right. So as we said before in the precast and stuff like that, reasons for both, like longer, is the testing. The more testing, the better. The more systems you get to knock out, the more game loops you get to finish up. And it's what's wrong with more testing. They don't have a publisher to push them and stuff like that. So they can take all the time in the world. So it's got to be some other reason why it would have to be shorter. And I was thinking, I was like, maybe eventually, like he's supplied 30-40 million himself. Isn't that right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. At least.
I mean, money eventually will be an issue. He's definitely thinking about it. So but I can see it being a year, a year and a half.
If you're looking at 35 to 40 million of his money that he's put in already, and assuming there's no more, but how much? Anybody in the audience, go ahead and break out your calculators. Let's assume that you got 16,000 Alpha 1 testers. That's 500 a pop minimum right there. Mm-hmm. So 500 a pop. And let's assume there's another 150,000 Alpha 2 people at about 250 a pop. Give or take. What does that figure alone come out to?
What, 250 times what?
$250 times 150,000.
150,000.
Rough estimate.
I can't even. 37 mil?
37 million?
Yeah.
We need fact checkers on that. I think Harry's bad at math. We're going to check it.
No, 100. I mean, I got a calculator right here. 250 times 150,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 37.5 mil. Yeah.
37.5 mil. So that's already double what his original investment was. So
that's not a lot of money, though, compared to like him launching the game.
It's funded to completion. So they have the money.
Oh, they did say that? I didn't hear that.
He has said the game is funded to completion.
Okay, well, then it could be longer now, right?
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing, and this is what I'm gonna spew out. So give me a few minutes, guys, and this is my train of thought. As long as the game Ashes of Creation has the in-game loops, like your caravans and node sieges and stuff like that, people can go through the dungeons and do the story arcs. As long as those are functioning, okay, and you have some kind of secondary progression system, and there's some continuity with the class balance, that, some classes are just not way over the top. And let's face it, there is going to be some issues with class balance. That's probably one of the biggest challenges that games face, but that can be tweaked as we go. But if you have secondary systems and you have the game loops, they are going to be adding content in every 3 to 6 months. I believe we'll get the game out in Alpha 2, assuming we don't have any huge server meshing plans or problems, and that's always possible. But assuming that goes okay and something else horribly, doesn't go wrong, then I expect that Alpha 2 will take no longer than 1 year to a year and a half. I honestly expect it to come out in Christmas time of 2025. You can call me crazy, but that's the best time for a game to launch during Christmas time. Tell me if I'm wrong. Hey,
no, I really agree. No, I was like around that. It was like always a year and a half, a year and a quarter. I think my like 4 streams ago or 5 streams ago, we've talked about this many times. And some people are like saying, 3 years or something, it's going to be ridiculous. And we want them to, we all want them to take as long of time as possible to mesh out the systems and solidify them. For me personally, I don't want it to be another, I don't even want to bring it up because I don't want to jinx it, but an item thing. Like, so the game loops you were talking about, loot rarity. If something is, you get to a point and you're putting your max level or close to max level and you're still not finding the gear and the materials, even the materials itself, to make what you want, and you're just stalling characters. They have to find that good balance of the loot RNG, and that is a huge thing. And then, like you said, the PvP, the classes balancing is going to be huge. I think the story, like best bet, I think the story is going to be okay because that should be the easiest thing game loop wise. And raid bosses should be okay.
And the thing is, we haven't even come close to seeing all the story arcs and stuff. I mean, there's
going to be
so
many.
much shit that we haven't seen.
There's going to be.
But first, I want to read a 10 Trees AOC. Thank you for coming into the channel. It looks like you're a first-time chatter. He says, with the tools now in place, with Unreal 5 firing on all cylinders, the time to completion is going to be faster than people think. I completely 100% agree with you. The fact that not only has Unreal 5 added extra tools to make this job easier, you have to figure that Steven has a huge team right now working on content, because as we've all said before, and Peranaught mentioned to me again earlier before in the pre-show, that content is king, and people will be looking for content. I do believe that Steven is going to be up to his word, and they're going to be adding content constantly, every 3 to 6 months, but to get the game out, they do look with Alpha 2 now reopening to the public. You do not want this to turn into a form of, how should we say, early access. Okay. And that's almost what it will seem like, early access with a wipe. So we don't want that. Then there's one big reason why. If you're opening it up to the masses, and Lord knows how many extra people will want to come into Alpha 2 after it's been released. Now, it'll probably maybe won't be as many as right at the start, and I don't know if they haven't released a date when they're going to do that. I bet it'll be after it's already come out and they've worked out some of the hiccups. Okay, when it comes out and they re-release it, God, how many people are going to possibly join that game then? Okay, you don't want burnout. Burnout is a real thing. You definitely want to avoid a burnout. What do you guys think? Let me know in chat. Perry, go ahead and address those topics real quick.
Once again, we've talked about this a lot, and we're all veterans of MMOs here. We're not, if you're watching this, you're obviously played some kind of MMO and you've experienced some kind of burnout. Everyone, this alpha is going to be, because of the wipes and stuff, it's going to prevent the burnout, because it's going to force us to switch classes and do
Grumpy.
stuff. Oh, thanks, Grumpy. I hope you're doing well, bud. Yeah, burnout. But everyone also has those games. It's healthy for them to have those backup games just to kind of take a break from Ashes. Like for me, it's Rocket League, it's Smite. It's going to be Farm Sim, play for like an hour or so and then get right back into it, or even a day, whatever. But it's definitely a real thing, and people should be knowledgeable of it.
No, absolutely. Again, Grumpy, thank you for the resub. 4 months with Prime Gaming. I really appreciate it. What does everybody else in chat think? Laughables, what are you thinking? 10 Trees, you already said 1025 Xmas gift for us. That would be awesome. I just don't see it lasting that long, guys. And now, class balance, of course, is going to be an issue. We all know that. It's going to take some time, but we have to remember they've already kind of given themselves an out when it comes to class balance. They said that 1v1s are probably not going to be, real fair. Even up to 8v8s might not be real fair. They're looking at the big, large-scale picture of, like, siege battles. Pocket says, I think A2 will be in 2 years. And let's hear your thoughts for that. Let's hear, I want to hear thoughts. I don't want to hear conjecture without thoughts. Give me reasons. Give me reasons. Tell me why I'm wrong. You also have to think about market competition. Maybe there's somebody out there that is holding on to something and not sharing that they have something done. And then, bam, there goes some people. Maybe ArcAge 2 is closer. ArcAge 2 is closer than we think. Dragon Step says, I want to see what the Game Masters will do to the player base with trolls. Interesting. I think the Game Masters are going to be, look, back in the day, Game Masters were huge. In Ultima Online, EverQuest, Game Masters were needed, and really they were part of the community. But we knew that we could count on Game Masters to keep people in check. Now, over the last, 20 years, corporations have gotten cheap, and they don't want to pay Game Masters and stuff like that. And people have gotten away with bloody murder. I'm really interested to find out what their anti-cheat stuff is, but we won't find that out for a while, and I don't want them to reveal that until the game comes live. You want to read some of these questions, Perry? or these statements?
Sure. Pocket says, feel like it'll be low and slow. I would have felt it would be sooner if it wasn't for Q3. Yeah, but I mean, Intrepid's a very we're not giving them enough credit for how big of a company they've grown and how efficient they are of a company. So
Hold
I
on,
think
I
it's going to
just
be
choked
sooner.
on my water. Mitten says 2027. Get out.
We're going to hold you to that. We're going to come back in 2027 and be like, all right, Mittens, yeah.
Yeah,
We
and
already
no
got it
comment
posted.
to you, Dark Mitten, until you make another video. I'm caught up into 2027. All right, because of the pace the game has been developing.
Yeah. Oh, did we just lose you?
No, we didn't. Who? Lose who?
Did we just?
I lost you.
Oh, there you are.
No, I got you. Uh-oh. No, you didn't lose
me.
We
lost you.
He didn't agree at all. Pocket says, did you all see what Once Human did with 500 caught cheater? No, I didn't. They did the ban hammer and banned 10-year. Yeah,
10-year bans? Wow.
It's free to play. Make another Steam account, unless it's IP. I mean,
that is true.
Yeah, it's free to play. Who fucking cares? Big whoop. In
most people don't have a
creation.
second Steam account though.
Yeah,
for IP.
Pick one. It's an email
It'll
away.
lock
from
the IP. I bet.
Maybe blocking the IP. I don't know. You definitely don't want a Steam ban. Those back bans are pretty serious.
Oh,
Jamie. Jamie Chaos. Woo! Thank you, Jamie, for the 40. I appreciate it, brother. Holy shit. You guys like that new raid alert? Let's see.
Woo 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 woo.
And my man,
Jamie, that was a great stream.
Yeah, I heard you had I missed it, Jamie. I heard you had your
Gremlin
daughter
was on
there. Heard you had your daughter, and Perry was telling me how uber cute she was. So that was pretty.
She's gonna
awesome.
be taking over tangents. Mark my
Hey,
words,
guys,
Jamie.
Thank you for the follow. I'm gonna rewatch that later because I am a subscriber. Hey, Fupo, I am a subscriber to the Tangents of Creation channel. They are great people. Oh my God,
hey,
who let the dwarfs in? Who let the dwarfs in?
Hail.
Hey, Nicker, how you doing? Overall Tuesday, AB Gaming. Hey, guy. Hey, Annie, how you doing? I still see you're putting up with that Jamie guy. Hey, Z. Thank you for the follows, guys. Guys, what we're talking about tonight is we're talking about the longevity of Alpha 2. Richie just recently put out a video kind of going over the same stuff that I put out when I put out a video that Alpha 2 was going to be in July. Yes, was I wrong? Yes, I was wrong. But the date's coming in July, so that's better than a sharp stick in the eye, like I said earlier. Thank you, Fupo. Thank you guys for the follows. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
We're kind of looking at the pluses and minuses of a longer delay, and one of the big things that I've talked about, and I'll reiterate it now since you guys have all come in, is I believe that as long as the secondary system of progression is in, the game loops are hammered down, and class balance is at a somewhat manageable position, that the game can go ahead and release. I'm saying no longer, assuming there's no major problems, and we all know that, especially with the dynamic server meshing, that things can happen. But I'm saying no longer than a year and a half, and I'm hoping for, and kind of counting on, and I might be, huffing a copium, a 2025 Christmas release. Maybe I'm off my rocker. I am kind of old, so I do need a rocker. But that's kind of my thoughts right there. I think with reopening the Alpha 2 sales, we don't know when that's going to happen. Probably after, maybe, I'm going to speculate, maybe a little bit after they get some of the, early problems hashed out, because it probably will with that many kind of an influx of people. Get those taken care of, and then we don't. So how many people, other than 150,000 speculated that we have already coming into the game, will be joining us when they reopen Alpha 2 sales, right? That's a whole lot of people, guys. You don't want it to become an early access game.
Millions? I mean, what do you... is there a limit?
I mean... This game's launch is going to be huge. Hey, thank you for the sub, baby.
There's got to be a limit to it.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it really depends on how they go ahead and handle it, how the servers are holding up. Obviously, they'll have to spin up more servers. But and let's sit there and analyze that for a second. Once the floodgates open and all the players from Alpha 2 who have already bought it come in, right? And now all the new people come in that are buying into it again. And I'd say no less than $100 for the new people. No less than $100. That's my call.
It's not fair to the people who bought Alpha 2 before, though.
I'm just saying no less than $100. But that's not my point. The point is think about all that extra data that they're going to have from all those people. It's going to be huge. Let's go ahead and catch up on some of these comments. Again, thank you for the follows.
Say something.
Go ahead, say it real quick, and then you read some of these statements.
Yeah, exactly. Will do. All right. So that means just like all those people coming in, I feel the same way. That means they're super confident about what their servers can handle. That's why like server meshing is a 100% success. Maybe not 100%, but 98 point whatever. So they're super confident, and that is a good sign. All right, we got more. Let's see. Geolis Danor. My thought was spring 2026 because the Western continent update after the bugs of the Eastern continent is worked out. True. Yeah. I still think it's going to be earlier though. Fupo, more people, more servers, not a big deal. Exactly. That is going to be crucial. Very crucial to see what those first days are going to be like. Every other MMO has had a bad launch of some sort. So, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Royer, what's up? Get him in there to test. Exactly. What's up, Royer? Surgeon. Oh, go ahead.
Just think about, but I mean, yes, that's a big thing, that the servers can go ahead and handle all those people, right? That the server meshing is working properly. They're able to get more people. But think about because this is Alpha 2, right? So we're talking, there's still supposed to be bug reporting and stuff like that. Boy, the game masters are going to be so busy catching people exploiting and all that other stuff in the game. There's going to be so many things, so much data that they're getting information on, and how the dungeons are running, how the caravans are running, how, by that point, ship combat and ships will be in. My God, It's going to be unbelievable. Hey, thank you, 10 Trees AOC for the follow. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you again for all the follows.
Who here in chat is actually going to report bugs, though? Especially ones that are beneficial to you. Not you. I know
they're not
you
going to
are.
last. They're not going to last.
I'm going to say in chat,
Some honest Abe is gonna report them. I'm going to report them. I want this is my last damn
game,
if
it's beneficial
guys.
To you.
No, even if it's beneficial to me. This is my last damn game. I don't want you guys ruining my game by exploiting it like they fucked up New World or any of the other things. I want this game to be good. Now, that being said, are things going to happen? Yes. Hopefully none that break the economy. That that leads me to another point, but I'll get to that maybe another time, about the whole leveling experience, because that is, I believe, subject to change. But I would report bugs. I would encourage everybody to report bugs. We didn't wait all this time and hang out in Peon's channel and talking to Peranaught and listening to Double P go ahead and go over shit for nothing. We want
this
shit to be good. We all want it to be good. Of course there's going to be bugs, Muscles. Absolutely. But exploits break MMOs 100%. And I don't think there's a person in this room that wants that to happen. No way. We don't need another Arcade. We don't need another New World. We have everything we need. We have a CEO of this company that cares about our gaming experience. He's the gamer himself. He's put together a great company, and I said it in my latest video, you're looking at the second coming of Blizzard right before your eyes. Sit back and relax and watch them, because that's what's happening, and you're getting to see it happen right now. Go ahead.
Look, you're all steaming. You're fuming, and I'm right there with you. If you're watching this channel, 9 out of 10 of you will be reporting bugs. I'm just saying the ones that really benefit you. Say like, oh, you found a dupe on like a mining, like a copper ore vein or something. That's like every now and then be like, hey, I'm getting materials faster. I'm not talking about like exploiting like game breaking kind of stuff, even though that does fuck with the economy. And yes, that is a big thing. But Yeah, it needs to be reported, and guild mandates. Pocket says the suspect guild will be that is expected of anyone in suspect. So yeah, it should be. It really should be.
Yeah, Ludulu says he's too honest not to report a bug, and Geolis Donor, and again, thank you for coming over from rating Geonis. I probably really screwed up that name, but I appreciate your first time chatter as well. Thank you very much. And Fupo hit it right on the head. Would not try to use an exploit at launch. Nah, I wouldn't use an exploit during alpha too. I mean, you can find it, but I would if you keep going back to the well with it, you're going to get caught. He said you wouldn't do it at launch because, look, how much time are we looking at investing, right, in your character? That's a lot of time you're going to piss away if you cheat or get caught exploiting. It is not worth it. Geo is good. Gotcha, buddy. Thank you. Again, I appreciate you being in here. And thank you all to the people that came over from Jamie Chaos's awesome channel over there. I hope you guys are definitely watching him every week because he is definitely worth it. Him and Andy both put on a great show. By the way, I didn't give a shout out to Mr. Thogli, my favorite dwarf. And yes, being a Rinkai orc, I have made an exception
it's
for
an orc and dwarf
Thogli.
show.
Yeah.
I mean, a freaking dwarf, and you bash dwarves so much every single like twice a week.
I tolerate you. It's been a little difficult. I tolerate
for more dwarves.
Yeah,
so you have a limit of one dwarf. Okay.
Yeah, Rinkai. That's right, Gruntag. Yeah, Gruntag. Rinkai for the win. Yeah, baby. But I gotta admit though, being a Rinkai, I'm thinking about maybe playing a bard, and I'm not really sure how a Rinkai bard would look. It might look kind of funny. So, by the way.
Oh, I was talking today about the, what about racial instruments? Speaking of the bard thing coming up, and I'm assuming we're eventually going to talk about the bard, but what if there was specific racial instruments? So what would the Rinkai have? Because he's like orc, and would he have a bone flute or something? What do you think? Or a drum? What?
I don't know. But by the way, before all you guys, I mentioned earlier, please excuse me. I've been fighting a stomach illness the last few days, so if I have to run, you know why. So
my tummy feels funny.
Just wanted to let you guys know that. So hey, Minagoy, how you doing? And Surgeon General overall, hey, what's going on, guys? Who is messaging me? I am getting some messages from somebody.
I'm getting blown up too.
Yeah, but that's okay. I can't really check them right now. But yeah, so what are your guys' thoughts? Do you guys think that burnout? So who keeps
burnout?
Do you guys think that burnout is a real issue? I think burnout is a real issue. I think if you let this thing go too long, there is an issue. I got to mute my own channel. 1 second.
So burnout. What, can I speak, or are we muted?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just going to mute my own server here.
We talked a little bit about burnout in the beginning of the stream and a little bit before. It's like, so in A2, there's going to be wipes, so it's going to keep things fresh. That's one thing against burnouts. But how do you guys, if we're in this channel, how are you actually going to counter burnout? What's your guys' way of doing it? Like me personally, I usually have games, arcadey games that are just kind of carefree, farming sim, Rocket League, Smite, to kind of go for just a couple games and then get back into Ashes. What are your guys' thoughts on burnout, and how do you counter that?
And I'm honest with you, I was in the Alpha 1.
Keep going.
Sorry. I was in the Alpha 1 of Warhammer Online. Formed a big guild. Now I don't know. I ran a big guild, a big alliance. I don't know if it was burnout from the guild. I don't think so, because I ended up doing that guild for about 10 years. But I think that I kind of got burnt out of the game. I put so much effort into that game. I think I might have got a burnout a little bit early, not to mention there were some flaws in that game that they really went the wrong way because of EA. Yeah. But other than that, yes, burnout is a very real thing. And Geo says it's a game, just have fun playing. Hence 7,000 plus hours in New. 7,000 hours in New World, my brother. Wow. How did you do it? You are a gladiator. Wow, that is something. And overall says I just have to take a few days break and not play for 10 plus hour days. Very true. I tend to play for about at least 12 hours a day, give or take, on the work schedule. I think. We're gonna touch on this whole leveling thing in a minute, because I got some interesting thoughts on this. But Muscles says I am a grinder right here, same right here, Muscles. It's gonna take me a long time to burn out. I can farm kids. I can farm kittens forever. Hey, you and Fubo are going to get along great. Hey, Golid, how you doing? I defeat burnout by treating my guild as a religious cult and keep that zealous enthusiasm. I like it. And by the way, guys, shameless plug for Overlord. If you haven't seen my poster there in the bottom right, if you're looking for a guild, we're a great bunch of people to go check out. So come look at us over at Overlord. Minoki says, I think burnout will happen, but I think if Intrepid gives us tasks and tests and keeps us occupied, we should be fine. And Laughables says, the systems and everything seem like I won't ever get burnout from this. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff that maybe they're going to hold back, right, in Alpha 2. I mean, heck, at the beginning of Alpha 2, we're not even getting to go to level 50, right? It's. I want to say it's been a few different things, 25, 35, and I think it's 30 now.
30. Yeah, it's 30, and then I have a suspicion that they're gonna increase it, because why not? Like, why?
Right.
They need to understand that people need to test the late game stuff as well. Even if it's not like the end bot, like raids and stuff like that, it's still class mechanics is going to be huge. So why not?
And they're going to go ahead and bring in certain things at certain times. It's only smart marketing. Again, I've said it before in my streams. Everybody wants to know about the rogue. They want to know how the rogue works, whether you love them or you hate them. They want to know about the rogue. So when they drop the rogue, huge influx into the game, into streaming. They're all going to want to watch the rogue. Same thing with Naval. Same thing with Summoner. All of them. And if they do it right, it's going to be huge. Now, I absolutely think that's going to happen. And at some point, and they said that they're going to, Margaret said she's going to try to avoid wipes. I want them to do wipes. I want to try new leveling paths, and I can do this anyway, but I want to try new leveling paths with everybody else doing it at the same time, okay? Because we want to know how the quest mobs and stuff, how the quest areas react to mass people, right? You don't just want to have just a few people in an area. Exactly, Gold. We do need wipes. So I want people to embrace wipes and then look for reasons to go ahead and embrace that and find another class to play or something like that. Take another route. Maybe do crafting or something, or gathering for your experience instead of questing, or do all grinding and with a few quests. I'm not a quester by nature. I like to grind. So that's kind of one of the things I'm going to try. Also, it's going to be really, really important to understand that they're not just going to unleash the whole world to us right away. We're probably looking at the Riverlands right at Alpha 2.
Yeah, it's going to be one biome, and maybe they're going to open up like the Sand Squall or something like that. But we're not going to get like the Dunes of Go Mountains or something.
Yeah, does anyone think we're going to get a whole lot more than the Riverlands at first? I don't, and I'm okay with that. I really am.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Surgeon Generals, you want to read some of these, starting with Surgeon Generals adding RP? There's a whole bunch of other stuff there.
Exactly. I was going to say that. I saw that earlier, Surgeon General. People, because of the VoIP and stuff in the taverns, people are going to be just sitting. It's going to be like Goldshire all over again, just the nasty things that come out of that fucking tavern. And then Pocket says, lol, I have 131 hours, once human, over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, we don't talk about once human on this thing. Laughables. What? This is the one I was laughing at. Laughable says, "What is Overlord's deal? What makes them so special? Right? What does make them so special?"
Who said that?
Laughables.
Oh wow, Laughable. You know what? I'm going to tell you what makes Overlord special. Our guild leader, Draco Bringer, he's a very logical person. As a matter of fact, if you ask him, he'll say he's the most logical person he knows. But he is very, very organized. He's got the whole guild down to a fine science. And as someone who has, again, who's led a guild, large alliance, server first, what he's doing, I think he's doing it the right way. You don't have a position right away in Overlord. He is making people prove themselves in Alpha 2. So you're not going to come into the guild if you go into there with predetermined officers who are already, set up. You have to earn your spots in Overlord. I think we have a really good group of people, and if nothing else, I would encourage people who don't have a guild to come check us out, even if it's just for Alpha 2. If you want it, you're not losing anything in Alpha 2. Just come on in and check us out. So
if you are a Duneer now,
organized.
if you want to join the #1 Duneer Guild. Check out Dunehold. There's going to be plenty of plugs. You can check out my stream, and I'll probably put some stuff into the stream. But yes.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Anyway, what I was saying was that, and I got to watch Overlord firsthand. And I'm going to tell you this because I was in Alpha 1 at the time, and I was part of a different guild. I was part of Stormborn. Okay, now since then, Stormborn has fallen apart, sadly, and I had left a little bit before that happened because after playing New World with Stormborn, I realized that the guild was going a different direction than I had hoped. So I saw the way Overlord ran in Alpha 1. They ran the node. They were awesome at crafting. They were really good at PvP. They were very, very active. And I just liked the way that their structure was laid. That's why I went to them. And because they put such a good impression on me. I could have gone to, there's tons of other guilds, but they're the one that gave the biggest impression. So if you're asking why Laughables, that's why. Geo says, can they increase it without adding the augment system? I don't think so, Geo. I think it's got to be, the augment system's got to come online at 25. I think that would be really weird if it didn't. Lulu or Ladulu says, or Nicker says, yeah, we need TP for our thanks for adding that in. Definitely no more Riverlands. Yeah, I think we're going to see it. Of course, I want to see the other stuff. What's that, Perry?
What is going on with Collab Cam?
Your shit going?
There you are.
Yeah, I see. I'm seeing yours go out. I don't know what's chat seeing. Is chat seeing his go out or mine go out? I don't know.
Oh, it is mine, I guess. Oh, shit. Yeah, I just saw it. Okay.
Tetri says there will be Desert 2, I predict. Yeah, I think there'll probably be more than one. They're going to throw new stuff out to us all the time. And here's another thing that kind of getting back onto the track about the development speed. Let's look at how many people they've rolled out, right, into how many developers they now have. It's over 200 now, yes? I'm pretty sure it's over 200. And not only that, they've got the pick of the litter, okay? They've got the pick of the litter from all the other layoffs that were going on. So they don't just have any Joe Schmo intern developer or something like that. They got some quality people that they are plugging in, that get them onboarded, and they are working. I guarantee you he's got a huge team of people working on content right now that, and we all know with the Unreal 5, the biomes probably won't be with the stuff that they've built in the game so far. It shouldn't be that hard to put all the other stuff out there. It's the content that'll take a little bit. Hey, Wizard, how you doing, buddy? Overlord, that's right, buddy. It's the content that's going to take a while to put in. But I think he's got the manpower to do it. And they're still hiring, guys. They are still hiring. We have not seen the end of hiring. He's going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing what they need to do to keep this game on track. You want to read some of these other comments? Because there's so many for me to do without getting out of breath.
Let's see. Laughables, as in how is it organized by faction, crafters, scouts, PvPers? He's talking about Overlord. I think you kind of went into that already.
Yeah.
Jola said, no, I meant raise the level cap in A2 without the augment system. Can they? Yes.
I think we talked. No, I don't think they can.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would. But I'm pretty sure, obviously, they can do anything, because they're just them. But they wouldn't do that because it would go against their whole system. Yeah, he goes out. Yeah, that's me. He's talking about I'm going to do a clean install and fix my computer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think they should either, Nicker. No.
Yeah, why would they? This should be counterproductive. And just like you're talking about them hiring, they're going to they have from being a PlanetSide 2 player, they had some of the best battles in server people of any game I've ever seen. It's still the biggest battles to this day that I've ever seen. And they snagged server people from PlanetSide. They snagged lighting people from Red Dead.
They got crafting people from Star Wars Galaxies.
It's just it's a perfect storm, of great content people. So yeah, how could they fail? I just don't want to jinx it, right? I just don't want to jinx it.
Now, Wizard said that, he wants some mystery there to be at launch. And I absolutely agree. And I think that that's their grand plan, is to have a lot of mystery with that. Now, I know personally, the Overlord is not going to be part of the Head Start servers. I have Head Start, and I'm going to go on to the Head Start servers just to play it. But I'm going to do more to scout out the areas, because I think all the maps are going to be the same. All the node locations will probably be the same. I might be wrong. But I'm going to kind of go to just try my early leveling process, and that's what I'm going to do. And then when a game goes, for everybody else, I'm going to join that. But yes, there should be some surprises, absolutely. And I think, and how long do you think into Alpha 2? So let's say that September, Alpha 2 comes out, right? Let's say the end of September, okay? So that's going to be our date into September. Do you think how long before they roll out Naval? I give them 6 months. 6 months is the target before Naval rolls out.
It won't be long because that's a huge chunk.
It is a huge part of the game.
They're going to have to test all the fishing, all the ports, all the things like that. Yeah, there's going to be more to it than we think. Yeah.
You know what else we have forgot to mention about them rolling out? We've mentioned Rogue, mentioned Summoner, mentioned Naval. We have not mentioned Tolnar.
No one cares about Tolnar.
Tolnar is going to be big. There's a lot of Tolnar fans, and they're going to be big. People are going to want to see how the Underrealm works. They're definitely going to want to know how the Underrealm works. So that is another
deep, dank, and dark too. I hope. Did you play BG3, Baldur's Gate 3?
I did a little bit. Usually in those games,
did you get to the Underrealm?
No, I just look to have sex with somebody and then I leave the game. But I get kind of bored after I bang one of the NPCs. I'm good to go. But
it's all lit up by
I did get to see that orc scene
though
when he was plowing that big orc. So that was pretty cool.
That was one of the funny. Everyone's like eyes opened up. I remember seeing that and I was like, oh wow, and then kicking the squirrel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my point is, in the Underdark, I hope it's like actually like dark. I don't want it to be like full bioluminescence where you can actually like find your way through it. I want it to be like an actual subterranean realm that you have to. It's actually hard to travel through. But I know I'm not going to get that because it's not a survival.
What do you think about Golad's response there? Would you prefer they release the secondary classes for each primary class? So mage, tank.
I said no because why would they do that? They need to test it.
That brings me to another point, though. I was saying earlier to some people that I really believe, I am of the belief that since Steven did play a lot of Arcage, that these augments are going to be kind of like glorified ancestrals. Okay, I don't know, and they've said as much in their videos that I have, clipped on some of my YouTube videos, that they're not going to be like totally class changing. Okay, they're going to add a little flavor. Okay, that's what you're looking at. I think that you're going to see most parties that are really forming for like big raid groups and stuff like that. In most cases, I think you're going to see people taking people who are doubled down on classes, doubled down on healer, doubled down on tank. Maybe you get some differences, maybe for like an off-tank paladin to heal spec or something like that. But I think for the big needed classes, your clerics and your tanks, you're going to want to double down on those.
Yeah,
what do you guys think in chat?
I totally agree, and the Holy Trinity is a thing. It's going to be a thing for some extent. Those tanks and those clerics are going to be strong, very strong, and highly sought out for. And I'm going to be going rogue. So I'm going to get mass stun time and mass stealth time on my thing. So, it's going to be the rock paper scissors thing. So yeah, it's going to be just flavors. I think it's going to be like that as well. And I've done class predictions and theory crafting on what every augment does, and it just adds a little flavor, like you're saying. So,
and Nicker says, I imagine all archetypes at first, some artisanry after that, hopefully augments and those maybe naval. He said there's a good chance he likes a 6-month prediction for naval. Laughable says same. I was hoping that they would have some torches, lanterns, and such for fighting in-game spells. And Geo says I am definitely going cleric, archmage, cleric. And Wizard says, do you think body blocking will come into play? Do they have collision? I can't remember.
Yes.
Is there collision? There is collision.
Collision's in the game at the moment, yeah.
I believe that there might be some body blocking issues, but they'll work it out. Here's another thing, guys. I don't know if you saw my latest video on YouTube, a shameless plug for my YouTube, but I was talking about safe zones in nodes. Do you think that nodes should have any safe zones in them at all. I am of the belief that it should be, and Perry brought this up, that he thinks that you should have to be a citizen of that node, and it should have to, and obviously it'd be level 3 or higher. And then the guards would recognize you and then protect you, at least in a certain part of it. Everywhere else, you're fair game. But I think that there should be some place where, now that's not what I'm talking about. And
corrupted people aren't going to be going into towns anyway, because guards will be attacking them. They can't use vendors if they're red.
What about
they can't use vendors though? There's no point to go in.
No, there is a point to go in. Do they have detect stealth, those guards? We don't know that. If they, maybe. I'm telling you now, in Arcade, I was one of them. I was up on the top of the roof, and we know that Rangers can get up on top of roofs with their disengage ability, airstrike, stuff like that. They will sit up on the top of the roof, they will plow a crafter, and they will hit camouflage to deter the guards. Bam.
I used to do it as an elemental shaman, and wow, I used to snipe people in cities. So
absolutely going to happen. And there's no honor points that we know of. I wish there was in Ashes. So they're just going to, probably turn into more griefing than anything. So that's one of my concerns there. And I would just, that's not much of a concession. You're talking about one place that you can have a safe space. And I also think that nodes or that freeholds, if you own a freehold, you should be able to work on your whole freehold. I don't want to have to be confined to run inside my house and have some a-hole knocking on my door like they do in Rust. Hey man, with their voice, hey man, come out and play. I got a spear for you. I just want to show you the spear. Come on, yeah, I don't want that. They have to, if they want my freehold and they want to kill me on a freehold, they have the opportunity. Go siege my damn city. Beat me there. Then you can have my shit.
Maybe you can have guards on your freehold that you can spec into, things like that. So in guard towers, who knows? We'll there's so many questions will be answered in A2. It's not going to be funny. We're just going to be like, whoa,
Guards is a solution, Golden, but are they going to have anti-stealth? And here's another thing. Rogues. Are rogues going to have detect hidden, right? Will rogues be able to see other rogues? This was one of the biggest, awesome adrenaline things that happened in Dark Age of Camelot. Was you'd be walking, through a dungeon, and all of a sudden you see a shadowy figure with a red name above his head going the other way. You both saw each other, and then it starts. You start looking for each other, and then the fight starts. That's how you balance rogues. You counter them with rogues. That's the best way to do it. Let me know your thoughts on that.
WoW was the same way.
Yeah,
WoW was the same way. When you got close, you'd go, they make the sound, and you can see each other. And then if you walk 5 feet, you go back and viz. So yeah, it's a huge thing. It's so whoever sees each other first, is usually
and it could be something you could spec in, right, to make it more viable. Add more detect hidden. Because one of the things we've talked about before also
mobs too.
What's that?
PvE mobs.
Exactly.
So,
and now, as far as mobs go, I do believe that a lot of mobs should have detect hidden. Okay, because we don't want people walking by a bunch of mobs. I think this is one of Steven's concerns. I've seen it in one of his past videos, that he doesn't want people cheesing mobs and stuff like that. So make a good portion of the mobs have detect hidden, and that takes care of that problem. But rogue versus rogue is its own mini game, and it's very cool. And please, for the love of God, with rogues, let us climb castle walls. Let us climb castle walls. It is important that you have somebody able to climb the walls and disrupt the people firing on the ramparts. It creates chaos, and it's a good thing. So please do that. Perry, let's catch up on some of these topics that you got. Go ahead and read some of them if you would.
Ivy Gaming. Are there 2 trees, one for combat and one for crafting? I'm assuming that was when we were talking about the freeholds. I don't know. We were just speculating. Weapons also. I think mages and rangers should have their own version of anti-stealth. Mages do. Rangers, I don't know about. Rogues could have shadow sense. Yeah,
I don't think rangers should
there's
get
just
it.
So much we don't know yet.
I think it's just just
And you just wave to each other. You're just like, hey,
I think, Rangers shouldn't get it. You don't want their stealth to be too powerful. I think that rogues definitely should get it, because if people are worried about rogues, then bring a rogue with you. You know,
mages have magic eyes, so yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't last too long. Welcome back, Whisperer. Glad to have you back. Mages have all-seeing. Don't get me started on mages, Whisperer. I think mages have far too much freaking utility, and I'm going to go into that later when I find out more about them. But I think Steven's too in love with mages, and they have way too much fucking utility. But we'll get into that another day.
Congrats,
my channel
Ivy,
is pretty
for starting
bare.
your channel.
Yeah, hey, no, it's that's cool, man. Bare bones is fine. Get in there and start streaming. Ted Tree says Rangers should get a tree option for it.
We've talked about this, and so like in all the WoW players out there in Warcraft 3, what if they can spawn like an owl and they can't move it? It's not an AOE. It's just that they just put an owl in a tree and it lasts like 10 seconds or something. You know, and it's like it's an AOE, but you can't move it. Something like that. I wouldn't mind if Rangers had an invis sense, but then again, it would make them very strong against rogues, which I think they're supposed to be the counter. Or rogues are supposed to be the counter to Rangers. I think so.
One of the things
I saw a diagram and I was like, oh, this course is made up, but we'll see.
What if a Ranger could have tremor sense? I don't know. Ranger's got a lot of utility already too, so I'm not sure. I'd like to see that maybe go to like a bard or something like that, or maybe even a summoner or something, another class. But that makes me want to circle back to one of the other topics that I wanted to bring up that I've brought up in the past. We were talking about wipes, right? Wipes in Alpha 2, because we're talking about the longevity of it, and I think most people would agree that we do want to see wipes. We do want to see a flood of people. And let's face it, every time you do a wipe, right, you have excitement. It brings excitement when you have a wipe, because while there might be some people saying, I don't want to level again, they knew it was coming. But guilds are going to have a chance to redo things, maybe differently than they did firstly. And also, since we're not going to max level early on, at some point, it's imperative that we do go to max level, because there's things that need to be tested there. And one of them is, how fast is the leveling experience? Are we going to see, according to their numbers right now, which is 4 to 6 hours every day, 250 hours total, which breaks down into, if you're a sweaty player, you're rocking 18 hours a day, we're going to see level 50s in 10 to 12 days. Mark my words. If the leveling process is the way. We know alt will be quicker. That's not a topic, because they'll have taverns, they'll have higher level nodes, creatures, stuff like that. And they wouldn't have put out this 4 to 6 hours if that was not their initial process of a new world. So, not new world, but a new Vera. Okay? So that's one of my concerns. And the fact is that the freeholds, which I believe are very important, I want one because I want to have the hidden dagger. They're going to be there. One of the locks behind it is level 50. Okay? This, to me, could be an issue. Okay? That I think the leveling process might be too fast. Also, another point, you get a certain sect of people that blow away everybody else, which is going to happen. We all know that's going to happen. But a certain people that level up too fast, maybe they don't have enough eyes on them and they're a smaller group. And we all know that you get more gold when you're farming higher level mobs. What if they get into the dungeons and they find an exploit and they're not reporting it to anybody? Now, we'll have to see what kind of anti-exploit things they have. But go ahead, Perry.
Oh no! I was just saying, I'm gonna not be. I'm gonna be like, oh, you're gonna see me just like start leveling way higher.
You heard it here first on the Hidden Dagger. He's cheater.
The first person banned in Ashes is probably gonna be me.
So you want to read some of these?
There's a lot of stuff. A lot of people. Ivy brings up a good thing. What if rogues invisibility? Sorry, I got my nicotine gum. I'm trying to quit smoking. Gets better, and invisibility gets better and worse at day and night cycles.
Interesting.
That is great. Like, I would love that. It's like, oh, you go out night, and do some stabbing, sneaking and stabbing.
Gotta post that on the forums, Avy.
That is a good idea.
Post that on the forums. I think that's
let's
a great
see,
idea.
blah, blah, blah. Dragon says, yeah, does the level XP for mobs depend on node progression? Yes, it does. It goes up and it'll just keep spanning out more and more. And you're going to have to go to those nodes to get the higher level mobs and stuff like that. So it's going to be big. Tree skills will be faster than XP level. Tree skills will be faster than XP level. What do you mean by that? Like, tree skill. I mean,
Oh,
like you're
I
gonna
think
get.
he's talking about like your class skills will be faster. Your skill points are going to be faster than the levels.
Oh, in A2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's going to be
artisanry
faster.
levels are faster than adventurer levels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
artistry. I mean, I hope to level by crafting. Like, even if it's not a lot, I hope to level because I'm going to be doing a lot of gathering and crafting. Hopefully, gathering too, hitting a mine. Oh, you get 2 XP.
Yeah, my main's probably going to be a gatherer. I do have 2 accounts, and my alt is going to be a crafter because we can level through crafting. Now, I don't expect it to be very fast, but I'll just feed my crafter, some mats there. AV out says talent points. Dragon says, Wizard says, think of the posture of someone putting in 18. Yeah, well, it'd probably be like my posture, but then again, I have scoliosis. Me. So, I don't know what to tell you there. But niggers, what's that?
Marty Freeman and Young Frankenstein, where he plays Igor. He's like, what hump? Nice hump. Wouldn't the hump on the other side? Just,
Law. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think, how many people in here are thinking about getting a freehold? Go ahead and put a 1 in chat if you think you're going to go ahead and freehold. Now, I'm going to put a 1 for myself because I'd like to get a freehold. But I think there's going to be a whole lot more people that want them that don't want them, especially when we're talking about 10,000 players concurrent, but we're talking up to 50,000 players on the server. Hey, first time chatter, thank you very much. X Reserve, thank you very much. So that's 50,000 players on one server. And there's only going to be in the low thousands of freeholds? Guys, that's not much. That's not much. I personally, now I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Hey, thank you, X Reserve, for the follow. I appreciate it. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I loved ArcAge. I enjoyed the land rush system, the illegal farming with the trees and stuff like that. Because if I wanted a spot, I could go with my guild and open up a can of whoop ass on somebody and go ahead and take that spot. And if I lost, because my guild sucks and it wasn't me, but if I lost that spot because maybe I missed my heal or something like that, then I would have to deal with it and I'd have to find another spot. I just thought because the guilds can't be everywhere at once to stake their claim, right? They get, so
there's only going to be a certain amount of spots too. So yeah.
And there were some people, and I was one of those people that would I'd place my flower down, letting it, hey guys, I'd literally be there early in the morning, like 8 hours, 10 hours before the land rush started. I'd place my little flower, hey guys, this is where I want to go, and most people would kind of go around, okay, they'd place their stuff, I'll take this spot, and then right at the end, you'd always have the poison pills that would want to fight you for that spot because they had a script hack because ArcAge developers sucked ass. But other than that, the system in general was a lot of fun, and this is a system that I could see happening on, say, a server merge or something like that to make it more fair. One of the things that they could do is a land rush system. Now, they've said they're not going to use it, but I would like them to rethink that. But that's my point of view. Reserve says he loved ArcAge. Go ahead.
No, yeah, Ivy says I'll just mooch off of friends with a freehold. That's me. I'm just because I'm gonna be going crafting and gathering, or no, gathering, crafting, and not processing. I'm just gonna mooch off, my guild and stuff like that. And then also Ivy says, oh,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, really good ideas. I wonder if there will be items that you can only craft within dungeon. That's a really cool idea. Like in Soul Mask, I know that there was they have like building tables and stuff like in the barbarian camps and stuff like that. Very cool idea.
Didn't they have
You
that
got a
in
lot of
WoW?
good takes.
There was something you had to craft in
There was
Black Rock,
potions.
Black Rock
There was
Mountain or
potions in a
something,
couple
wasn't there, or
things.
whatever it was? Didn't you have to? There was something you had to craft in there. You could only craft it in there. I'm pretty sure I don't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure.
Was it
correct me if I'm wrong.
axe? Or the mace? I mean,
Glass tables. The
anvil
anvil,
in Blackrock.
the anvil in
Yeah.
Blackrock. Yeah, that's actually a very good idea. Again, you guys are coming up with some banger
That's right.
ideas tonight. This shit needs to be on the forums, guys. One of the things that we were talking about was, you love Windscour PvP. Oh, Reserved. I love Dark Age, especially the naval and stuff like that. But that's a topic for another day. But one of the things that I wanted to touch on was, and I mention it all the time in my streams, is if you want that freehold, and it looks like just from this chat alone, we had a lot of people saying that they want a freehold. Pick your families wisely. Don't just get any jamoke with you. Get somebody who's going to work with you, have possibly a profession that would work well on your freehold. Decide who's going to be the owner of it. Get married, get that 9th member, and make your family. I have a feeling, just like Arcade, families are going to be a big deal. Those who plan them out good are going to be very successful, because it's not so much about one person, it's about everybody kind of pooling their resources. Now, we only know that one person has to do the Lord quest, and which might need help from others, and one person has to get the certificates. But I could totally see families being very, very important, and I hope they are, because they were a really fun system. You didn't play Arcades, did you, Perry?
No, I played in the beginning of it. Oh, there's a little ad break too. Just warning.
Ad break. Let me see if I can cancel that ad break here real quick. I don't know if that canceled or not. Pocket says, this is what's so good about playing the game that shall not be named at Peranaught, because I'm using the hives and collaborating with those closest to you. Go ahead, Perry. You can respond to that.
Yeah, yes, once human. Who wants to marry Peon? Can we get some ones in chat? Who wants to be a part of this freehold?
I know, dude. I'm beating him off with a stick right now. I am beating him off with a stick. I know there's some hot woman out there, hot orc lady, that wants to marry Peon. She's heard some rumors that I'm hung like a horse, so she's definitely going to be coming my way. So I'm just saying.
I did not play Arcade, but in the beginning I did, and I think I was in the beta and alpha. I got a key, and I loved every second of it. Why I didn't pursue it? I think I went on to. I forgot what other game I went on to, but I definitely liked it. But then I heard that the game got pay to win, and I didn't go back. The prison system, I remember being in jail and having to work your way out and type up a better story to the judge or whatever. I forgot that system.
Dude, the prison system was cool. It was fun. And I really enjoyed the prison system, and it makes me sad that they couldn't implement a prison system, because that would have been a nice little twist to the corruption if we saw the blood prints and we reported it and stuff like that. But the problem was with Arcade, while the prison system was very fun, it was too easily manipulated. And that was the real problem with it. And they could even add, an escape from it too, like they had in Arcades 2, which was fine too, because you do want to give people, you don't want to keep them in there that long. Now, there wouldn't be a labor mechanic because there's no labor in Arcade. So I guess they could pay gold.
I got another, I'm going to piggyback off that. Keep going.
They could pay glint to get out of prison right there. Mm-hmm. They could access their warehouse and bribe the guards with some glint to get out of warehouse. So there would be some penalty to doing it. Now, maybe the more, so it would go up maybe the more times you went in prison. So eventually it would be substantial, and that'd be another way to discourage it. What do you guys think? Does that sound like something? I think that listening to the jury itself was so fun. Coming up with I didn't see myself do it, or he attacked me first. It's my word versus his, or whatever the story.
I'm really good at lying, like at Among Us and stuff. I am the worst at Among Us, lying to people. I just can't do it. And all my stories were just dog shit, and I'd always get I'd just always lose. But Did you play? Speaking of prison systems and stuff like that, so you played a little bit of Star Citizen. Did you go to prison in Star Citizen?
No.
All right, so it's fantastic because in Star Citizen you're so judging by your crime, it's how much time you have to work off in the mines, and so you have to put in your ore and stuff like that, and you go and stuff like that. But you can also sneak out. It's like a treacherous way that you have to sneak out and stuff like that. And if you don't do the jumping puzzle right, you fall to your death, and then you go back into prison, and your sentence keeps getting more and more and more. What do you think about that?
Interesting. I do think that there should be some kind of a, it keeps going up. Again, because you want to kind of discourage it. So there should be some major penalties as the higher you keep going. But, Nikur said he from what he heard about it, he not really a big fan of it. You had to kind of experience it first. I'd be like, all of a sudden a guard would find you, and he'd see you, and automatically you're in jail, right? So next thing you know, you're in there and you're getting ready to go to the jury, and all the jury gets summoned in, and you're thinking, oh shit, what's my story gonna be? I'm like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I was wronged. I am a first-time offender. This person came and attacked me, and I got my revenge. He stole my stuff, and all I wanted was my revenge. I'm just a law-abiding citizen. Please forgive me, even though I flat out murdered this dude. So, it was just fun.
I didn't get what was going on when I first got in there. I was like, what is going on? I don't even remember what I did. I think it was something stupid like do something on another person's property or something like that. I don't know if that was a crime.
Yeah, you could steal stuff. You could steal like their flowers or trees.
I accidentally stole like crops or something. I picked the flowers, and then I ended up there, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, oh, I could, and then like the script, like you're saying the jury and stuff. Oh, Peranaught, blah, blah, blah. Like you are,
Dude, I'm not lying to you. I would open up Chat GPT and I'd get some kind of really long excuse. I'd throw that on there and be hilarious.
Chat GDP, you're like perfect,
It's hilarious. Statements. And, by the way, Nikur said that, he doesn't want to marry me because he's going to be a dwarf. And well, that's fine, because I don't really want to marry a dwarf either, because I want my kids to not pop out with a beard, especially if it's a girl. So I'm just throwing that out there. I don't need any hairy armpit bearded women, So I'm just saying,
gotta love
not into that scene. But it sounds like Surgeon General likes that idea. And that's the reason why I wouldn't marry you.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's good to be green. Although I got to admit, I'm thinking about being a black orc. I'm thinking about being a black Renkai orc. Maybe a black or like a gray or white. I don't. What's that? Oh, I'm sure you can do. Hey, dude, did you see that character creator? It was absolutely awesome with the things that you can do with that.
Thing. Why haven't we got that yet? That's freaking annoying too. We should be getting that at the end of the month. That's right.
He's saying, how do I know if a dwarf loving is not good? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they could probably romp or something. I'm going to guess that Nikul might be a little bit better in bed, but I don't know. Minoki says some of the furries here, though. Hopefully we have it at the end of the month. I would imagine at least the shades of color. Oh, for sure. Hey, speaking about the end of the month, what are you guys thinking for the date? Since it's going to get revealed, what are you guys thinking? You think it's going to be
Bard? What day?
Yeah, do you know the date that they're going to release? You think there's any chance for August?
I really don't think so. I think mid-September.
It can't be at the end of September. It can't be. Okay, if they were to, they should have just told us that from the very get-go. Why all the suspense just to tell us the last day of September, right?
Because they're trying to make us suffer. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, there's parts of me that have thought that, yeah. So I'm thinking it's either late August or sometime early mid-September. Otherwise, there's the suspense was for naught, and they've made us suffer, and that would be cruel and unusual punishment. That's all I'm saying about that. But what are your guys' thoughts? Oh, wait, what's AV saying? Is there any conventions coming up? There is PAX West, but I looked, which is in August. I did look on our guest list, and maybe I missed it, but I did not see Intrepid in that list because I was thinking about going. What's GDC, Nikor? Gundo Twitch, September 30th.
the Golden
100%.
Feather said
Thank you for the
they're
first
for
time.
sure going to be there.
Did they? Is anybody?
Yeah,
can
I
anybody
don't know.
confirm this? Whether they're going to be at PAX West in Seattle this year? I don't know. Surgeon General said. You would think that they would go. I would think that they go. The Surgeon General says they should have said it in Q4. It comes out. It would appear to be a win. Yeah. I don't know. One of the things we've learned about Steven in the last year, definitely in the last year, we've all seen it to fruition, is the fact that he's not putting stuff, and I don't know what happened in the past, but he obviously got burned by putting out dates and stuff like that. And that's okay, because we all make mistakes, right? He's a new time. This is new for him, but man, has he done a great job. But he's learned from his mistakes, and now he's not putting anything out unless he's damn sure it's going to happen. That's why I don't see a delay in Alpha 2. And that's why I believe that we're not seeing a lot of the other things, that they might be way farther along than we really think they are. But he's waiting until they are like almost 100% ready to go, just need some polish. So what do you guys think about that, Perry? You agree with that statement?
Oh, 100%. They're not going to. I mean, it's just like any game. They're not going to. They're not going to give us, just like the nodes. They're not going to give us all the information. Why would they? Why would they spoil the surprise?
No.
You know, and it's like, as much as we want this, of course we want everything. That's why we're here. You know, but it's going to be so much better. That first day is going to be like Christmas morning. It's going to be wonderful.
Oh yes, it is. By the way, what do you guys think about my my complexion? Do I look too white? My wife bought me a new light, and you know, I think that
Looks like a meteor's about to hit you.
Yeah, I might look a little bit too white here. I don't know. What do you guys? I mean, I'm pretty pasty white anyway. But you think I'm even, you know, too white for my own good? I can dim it a little bit. Yeah, the light do be shining. All right, maybe I'll turn it down a little bit. It's matching your
personality. Let's just say that.
You light up my life. Oh God! Hey, you know what? No,
wow.
Nobody has played my waves tonight. Grumpy did earlier, but it wasn't set up because now that I've increased the cost, nobody's played the chicken dance tonight.
That's good.
Yeah, that's right. Goddamn chicken dance.
I'm pretty sure they come in here just for that. You know, we got Grumpy and Pockets. You know,
it's a naked light.
Here, I don't see.
It's like an LED naked light. Is a piece of paper safe on that? I don't know. I never tried to put a piece of paper.
Something.
I could probably turn it down a little bit. We'll see how it goes a little later on. But yeah, I look cute enough for a dwarf. Oh wow, thank you.
Is Grumpy a dwarf? I don't know.
Tried to confuse me with shaking my head. Grumpy is not a dwarf. It's probably a different Grumpy that I'm talking about. If it's not, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's better too bright than too dark. You know, maybe I'll work on my tan a little bit. You know, the doctor says I'm a little bit low on vitamin D, so, you know, I don't know if this counts. I don't know, maybe. But so what do you guys think about all the topics we've talked tonight? We've hit a lot of topics. So the longevity about Alpha 2, the leveling process, even a jury system, prison system. You know, let's sit back and listen to you guys and answer some of your questions that you might have. Vitamin D's nuts.
Jesus.
Yeah, you said that. I didn't.
Got him.
You're you don't want to go there with me. I'll turn this stream X-rated before you know it. So I'll be getting banned off Twitch. If Steven were watching, he'd be shaking his head. Golden, I just remember Arcade memeing my way out of jail. I mean, it was... Look, Steven loves RP. We know Steven loves RP, and it's something that could be a lot of fun. Again, it has to be implemented right. It would have to be implemented right. Now, I know they've steadfast and said it's not going to happen, but, you know, it's just shits and giggles to talk about it anyway. But... it has to be implemented right, and we don't want it to be too punishing where people couldn't get out. You know, so say they did something bad and, you know, they have a node siege within an hour or something like that, and they got to be ready for it. But if they take the time and don't pay the way out, then they would have to go ahead and to serve the time. So maybe like put like a mailbox in jail. You know, somebody could set up what is it? A conjugal family. The wife could set up a conjugal visit. Yeah, she could set up a visit and deliver some glint or something like that, glint or gold, whatever the required resource was to get out of jail if the guy was poor. You know, damn, I just bought the sword of 1,000 truths. I don't have any gold left on me. Oh, I'll set up a conjugal and I'll give you some gold, baby.
New profession is bail bondsman. I mean, come on.
Bail bonds, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, you pay this amount, but yeah, and then whatever.
By the way, how many people here, put one in chat if you played Atlas? Okay, if you played the game Atlas. And how many people do, because I played Atlas, how many people are kind of sad that they got rid of my lover Floki and took away his shipbuilding? Now, I'm okay with them, where shipbuilders would have to resource out the materials, so it would keep the carpentry, the metalworking, and the tailoring in business. But I kind of thought it would have gone a different direction where shipbuilding. In Atlas, you could actually design your own ships, right? You could from every plank to the whole damn thing, you could design exactly how you wanted, where you wanted to put your potion launchers, all of that. And I think that would really be cool if the shipbuilding process was designing ships. You could come up with some really creative stuff, and that could really change the outcome of what the seas looked like. So, yeah, I mean, I thought that was fabulous, Muscles. Let me know if you agree with me. It sounds like you do. And Surgeon says, let's see, what is he saying? Do you think the meaningful RP will be possible without... yeah, I do. I especially in taverns, I do, Surgeon. I expect a whole lot of RP going on in Hidden Dagger. I am not a big RPer in past games. I am going to try to get into it in Ashes, and I have a good time watching it. I do enjoy it.
Hopefully there's going to be a mute button when you go to the door when you get into the tavern, because it's going to be nasty. It's going to be like some awful stuff in there.
Dude playing his music really loud, I want to be able to mute that person. I don't want to be listening to that garbage. I don't
want to be listening to our people RPing. That's like just even okay. That.
So just, above their head, a little mute symbol, and that should be fine. I have no problem with that. But yeah, I think RP could be a lot of fun. People are going to want to RP with my barmaids. I get it. That's cool. Whisperer says, I think RP will flourish with guilds and plenty of ways of mercenary bounty hunting guilds. Doonhole RP guild. Yeah.
Doonhole is RP guild, but it's not necessarily mandatory. Like, for every day, it's not like 100%. Oh, you have to be in character. Yes, you do have to make a character sheet and everything. But yeah, I'm just not an RPer like that. People that literally crowd around a fire and start a story. So
here's something else to think about. And Whisperer brought it up: bounty hunting guilds. Do we even think, with the corruption system as we know it right now, and again, this is all subject to test in Alpha 2, do we even think that there's going to be enough work for bounty hunters if you were to judge right now? Because if the corruption system is harsh as it is, do you think that there will be enough people corrupt? Now, I think in Alpha 2 there would be, but I don't think people are going to be bounty hunters right away. But I think this is a legitimate concern. A lot of people want to do bounty hunting, and I think there might not be enough work for them.
I think there will be. Hopefully it's not like... See, this is where the nitty gritty is. Like, is it going to be too punishing or not? Like you just said, we just don't know. We've had these conversations on both sides. In Ashes or A2, I think people are going to be killing each other all the time, and there's going to be more red players. I just don't know. I don't know.
Go ahead and take it over for real quick, Barry. I have to use the washroom.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to RP, the religion system. Yeah, my Doonhold has a whole, we have pillars. Like our whole guild, if you're looking into an RP guild, Doonhold is very suitable. We have multiple pillars, which are like branches of the guild just for specific things. So there's like religion, and then it branches off into like 4 different religious sects and stuff like that. It's It's very extensive, and then there's family, like all the families and the pillars and stuff like that. It's very cool, and hopefully, I think a lot of other guilds are kind of going that route too. But Dunehold's really, like, we're having books and lore and all kinds of stuff. But will bounty hunting strictly be PvP based or PvE as well? That's another thing. I'm assuming that there's going to be PvE content. There's got to be something more to the bounty hunting system with the military node. But for the most part, PvP is what we know. Yeah, the site is awesome. Yeah, like it's growing. It seems to be growing like every day. There's like 4 different discords for different things too. We haven't heard anything from the PvE-ness in bounty hunting. Like, there's got to be some kind of like a starter mission. You know, like you get the quest. And you have to go, get these bandits or whatever and collect their soul or something, things like that.
It's bounty hunt on the open seas. I would imagine.
Yeah. It's anywhere you can PvP is bounty hunting. So literally the whole game.
And let's think about that for a second. So let's think about bounty hunting in open seas. If you're going to go corrupted, what better place to go than out on the seas, right? Because you're around a bunch of pirates and stuff like that, and now you got to go to the pirate haven. You got to go to the pirate's den to go ahead and kill them. And the bounty hunters can be attacked without repercussions. So you better bring a big group with you if you're going to go out to the open seas and go bounty hunting. But again, I in a previous video that I did, Steven basically said, he said exactly that they will dial corruption to where they want it. So they have a vision on how penalizing they want it to be. And I believe it's going to be people who played Lineage 2, I did not. I feel that they will dial it to the way they want it to, and it won't be an issue. That's where I start worrying about the lack of work for bounty hunters. And also, bounty hunters, do you have to have a metropolis for bounty hunting? Was that part of the deal, or is that not? I can't remember.
So. I think it's just military node at the moment.
Just military node. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. So it looks like we've got a lot of comments here.
Like, why wouldn't they have that just be an option with every? Because there's going to be a lot of people that it's going to be a needed thing. So.
Go ahead and read some of these here, Perry.
They call us knife ears. Yeah, it's pointy ears, elfling. We definitely don't like we already have plans that if there's elves that try to overtake our architecture, our node, by the influence of gathering and questing, we're going to run you out. But we're not going to have a problem because dwarves are a very tight-knit group, unlike other races. So, yeah. Knife ears. We do have alliances with other races for sure, like the Nukia and other guilds, but that's all it is. And you have to build up through what's it called? Trade agreements and stuff just to get to alliances in Ashes, to my knowledge. I just found that out the other day, which is you can't just immediately have alliance between nodes, to my knowledge. Yeah. I think that's being pretty short-sighted of you, Perry. Too bad. Welcome to Dunehold says hello, in our own way.
What do you guys think about the nodes in general? So can we agree that we already know that the academic node is going to be for the crafters, for the top-end crafters? We know that the economic guild is going to be for, the traders of the world. We know that the military node is going to be for the PvP players and the bounty hunters of the world. And so I'm guessing that the divine node is going to cater to the PvE people. When you have a mayoral ship that is by quest is going to be, that's how they're going to go ahead and do it. Who does the most quest points? And I also think that opens up the catacombs. How good do you think the catacombs should be? Question one, should it be instanced for them? I would say no more than marginal loot, because you wouldn't want people farming free without any risk at all. That being said, and I totally forgot what I was going to say, and I'll let you guys answer that. Yeah, it was the catacombs.
So we know it's going to
so.
be not instance, but it's only going to be available because Kiernan, we were talking about this last stream, said that it is available to the citizens of the node. So it's always going to be open for the citizen of the node and no one else for the catacombs. It's going to be its own loot. Of course, it's going to have like a multiple of different loot from other dungeons around the world to make it, kind of hit all points of crafting. I think. I don't think it's going to be like top tier though. It's not going to be like an end game raid or anything. So.
And one of the other things was with. Damn it! I forgot. I had it and then I lost
it again. You okay there, bud?
No.
You need a mojito?
No, I do need a
mojito o'clock.
God damn it. With Divine Guilds, Jesus, I had something that I wanted to say. And I was like, I remembered it when you were talking, and I fucking forgot about it again. Fuck it.
You're talking about catacombs, divine nodes, what?
Nah, I don't remember what it was. That's all right. We'll move on. Golid, you want the soul to pay the toll. Peranaught, does your guild take elves? No, they don't take elves.
They are really laying thick. Have I always played a dwarves in game? A lot of them I have. But if there weren't dwarves in this game, I'd be playing Vec, to answer your question. Vec, yeah. I almost actually got a Dark Spear Troll tattoo. Almost. Yeah.
That's crazy.
that was many years ago.
That is crazy. Do you like that setup the way it is? That it's kind of PvE, PvP. You have your traders and then you have your crafters. I think they've divided that up really well. I think that's a good idea. Vecker sweet. That constellation system might be pretty cool, and like he just mentioned, underrated. I think that could be very much underrated system.
I want trading to be like BDO.
How many?
Like were you?
Go ahead.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yes. No. Yes. All right. So trading in like BDO was fucking awesome to me because you can have your main gathering profession, and then you can take your goods from where you start your caravan or whatever, and the farther you go, you get more money no matter how far you go, but also it constantly changes. Every city it changes what is needed for the node. So it's like a beginning node system. I hope there's going to be like trade routes and stuff like that, a true Silk Road, so to speak. It was a lot of fun, and you could get a lot of money. I was a fisherman, and I made a shit ton of money in BDO. So yeah.
How many people do you guys think are going to be in a metropolis and be a citizen of a metropolis?
You guys
talked about this in Quarian's stream. There is like a soft cap, right? But there's no hard cap.
There's only going to be 5 or 6 or something, if that.
It's
going to be
right there. Hi. I think it's going to be more than that, Ludulu. I mean, because again, we can't. I think a lot of times we think the number that pops into our head is 8 to 10,000. That's 8 to 10,000 because of the server population.
Oh, citizens? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, citizen. But again, the server itself is going to hold 50,000 accounts. 50,000.
I don't think it's going to be that high.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, check it.
No. I'm saying for citizenship of metropolises.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be that high.
You got to figure there's 85 nodes, right? But not all of them are going to be. There's going to be a bunch that are probably below village. So it's going to be very interesting, and only 5 metropolises.
You can still use the stuff, though. You can still go into a metropolis and use the tables and stuff like that. You just get you have to pay more for the taxes and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not truly limiting in that aspect. Yeah.
Except if you want a divine node, you can't use the catacombs if you're not a citizen.
That's the thing. You better choose wisely.
So that's got to be equal then. There's got to be more of an equal basis because just paying more money is not a big enough penalty. They should not be able to. Maybe they shouldn't be able to use the crafting tables.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see how it goes. They could always change it. I really think they're going to change a lot more than anything.
They can't use the portal. They can't fast travel. That's what it.
God,
I bet that's what it would be. I bet that's what it'd be. They won't be able to fast travel.
That's huge. Fast traveling, the whole argument, what's better, like having an auction house or your own stall anywhere in the world or fast travel. Honestly, even though I love the auction house and I love the idea of trading, fast travel is just so much more powerful because you have goods that you can just instantly travel and you're saving so much time. Yeah.
Zerg guilds are going to have quite a few people. We all know, and well, I mean, if they're big guilds, they're all going to want to, everyone's going to say, well, they want to have their own, right? They want to have their own metropolis or their own node or something like that. So it'd be interesting to see how they work with each other on that. I think Geo might be right. I think you might, in a metropolis, you might see 2,500 to 3,000. And remember, peon for mayor. If I'm in your node, peon for mayor. Don't forget, peon for mayor. I got signs made.
Mayors can increase citizenship, housing. There's a lot more that mayors can do that people think they can't. They can increase guards. They can do this. They can do that. Like we had the mayorship stream. Did you see all those? Like, I mean, what's it called? Policies and building orders you can do. It was like, it's ridiculous.
I'm going to go level up my own node. I'm going to go level up some node that's not being leveled up just so I could be mayor of it.
Some little island, just a little island in the sea, just for like one house.
Yeah.
Just like one little house. Thing. Yeah.
Being a mayor will be a full-time job. We can't say this ad thing. Here we go.
Mayors are, yeah.
You don't want that egg. Yeah, mayors have all the power, exactly. Yeah,
I'm going to be so pissed if I see you flying around on a dragon. I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to be like, that's just bullshit.
Oh, man. Well, on that note, I am actually, before we get out of here, do we have anything else? Does anybody else want to bring up anything on any of the topics we had tonight? We'll close it out with that. What do you guys got? Anything special? Perry, you have anything you want to add?
I'm sorry, I'm getting tired.
I'm getting hungry. Yeah.
Tired and hungry. Yeah, it's old age. Yeah. No. I mean, we could talk. I mean, we always talk for hours anyway. About Ashes. But nothing off the top of my head. I'm just excited about the Bard coming out. I mean, we're all just like really just waiting for that, and I can't wait. Cool. Thank you for everyone for joining. Yep. Yeah. This has always been very special.
We had some good topics tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics, and those coming over from Jamie Chaos's raid. I really appreciate you guys stopping in here and supporting him and supporting me. And everyone have a great night. Thank you for all the follows and the subs that we got tonight. Really do appreciate it. And we'll be back on Saturday to talk more speculation and what we think the game is going to do. If you guys, I have my YouTube channel up there for a reason. If you guys haven't subscribed to it, get on there and subscribe. Help a peon out. I'm just a peon, man. And but we will talk to all of you guys later, and you guys have a great night, and God bless. Take care. Oh wait, don't leave. We're going to go ahead and raid another Ashes of Creation guy. We're going to raid Drew Plays. Give a little bit of love out there. So
I was about to say Drew is on.
Yeah, we're going to give a little love out to another Ashes of Creation content creator real quick. So go give him a quick follow, a quick hey. And
thanks, guys.
We'll see everybody later, guys. Take care. God bless.
Have a good night.